no matter what, I'm strong as hell. Like, if you was to see me,
I think that
to just see me on the outside, you wouldn't even know half of the shit that I got going on. And I eventually always overcome the shit that I go through, but it just be like, why I gotta struggle just to get there? My kids don't deserve it. At the end of the day, I do everything by myself, so if I don't work and if I ain't got no money coming in, then what? When I got out of jail, as a matter of fact, before I went to jail, I want to talk about this moment that I felt like God showed me He was real. We was in the hotel, and
what's up, YouTube? Go ahead and smash that like button. Also, if you like the video, share. It helps to spread it in the algorithm. Now, back to the content. If you can give any advice to your younger self, right? And so for any young ladies that may be watching, that may be in a similar type of situation, what advice could you give them? What do you think you could have done differently at any point to prevent this situation from happening?
I mean, maybe if I wouldn't have emancipated myself from defects.
What age did you do that?
That was when I was 18.
18?
And
And so,
because
go ahead.
we was going from group home to group home. The people that you meet, the leaders, they don't always be who they supposed to be.
Did anything ever happen to you in foster? What happened to you there?
I don't want to talk about this thing. That and when I was little. So
that happened before foster care too? Who did it when?
I don't want nobody to see it and then question it, but it's a couple people that know. That
Was it family members?
But that was when I was little. But
I think sometimes though, here's the thing, right? Did they ever go to jail for that?
Ain't nobody ever talked about it.
Well, so...
And I ain't been around my family long enough for them to think nothing, for them to assume.
Well, but let me ask you this, though. Do you think that it's possible that if he got away with doing it to you, that he may have been emboldened to do it to somebody else?
Because the only reason why I brought it up to the person I was talking to is because they mentioned something about it. And I was like... Okay,
so I'm not trying to just be sensational here. This guy did some stuff that is foul as I ain't gonna curse. He did some real foul stuff, okay? And he could possibly do it to... He's possibly done it to others.
He dead, though, so he ain't been done no more. We were little. Like, little. I'm 32 now. That was when I was younger than my kids. Well, no, I was probably 5, 4, 6, 7. I don't know.
Was it your uncle?
Like that. No, but you know, I don't, like I said, I don't put blame on other people. I know for a fact.
It's not putting blame, right?
Yeah,
I'm trying to figure out, how do we get to this point? And those things play a role. So it's not just about just clicks and views. It's about understanding, like, okay, so for instance, what age did that happen to you in foster care?
We got the foster care when we was 12 or 13. Maybe. It was when we first got in there, so it was maybe when I was 12 or 13.
Was this one of the foster brothers?
It was a leader.
What does a leader mean?
Person of the house. You know, it like some group homes be in facilities, like buildings. Some of them be in houses, and they have just like... Cause
a house leader type deal.
A house leader, like a house mom or something. And you know, some of the houses we was in, they used to have company because the people they were hiring was young. Like, so
the house leader did that to you? Did he do it multiple times or just once?
No, it only happened once. But...
And did you ever tell anybody? Why not?
Cause I don't who was I gonna tell? I don't know. I just at the time I wasn't stunned. I just wanted to leave defects. That's all I knew. All I knew is that when my sister ran away, she didn't even have to deal with none of that. She left. She ran. So
When she ran, where did she go?
She was in the streets too. That's why she in prison now. But I mean, I didn't run because I didn't know where I was running to. And at the time, I was too scared to just go be in the streets like she was. But when I turned 18, like I said, all that shit take a toll on you. Like,
I can imagine.
You seeing people have their family members come up there. You seeing people leaving for visits. Like, all type of stuff. And it just be amazing to me how people make you feel like, girl, get over that. You grown now. You just got to figure it out. But all that shit played into each other.
It seems like
it's
you just
a reason for every fucking thing. And that end of that year, my kids ended up in police custody. I was in jail for like 28, 29 days or something like that. And I called my baby daddy probably like a couple times because, like I said, he supposed to came and got them when I got locked up. And he was telling me he wasn't coming. I told you what he said. B, what
so
if that
he
nigga
never
had,
came?
He did end up coming,
Okay.
but I didn't know till I got locked up.
Okay.
So, because he told me he wasn't coming. I told you what he said. And the police even tried to talk to him. He wasn't trying to hear nothing. He just
so what
a petty
happened?
person. When I ended up going to jail, like I said, I guess he ended up, because I didn't talk to nobody when I got out. So I don't know how that situation went. All I know is that they stayed with my sister and them until they dad and them came. And at first I was asking the police, could we just drop them off at my auntie house? Because I didn't want them to stay down there. That's why the whole fight started.
Right.
She was being,
right.
Like, so I didn't want them down there at that point. But shoot, I couldn't do nothing about it. They had to go on and take me where they had to take me. So
okay. Okay.
What it all boils down to is I just wish my mom and them would be there, because half of the stuff that I go through, it wouldn't
starts
be
from there.
The way that it is. Like
so,
I said,
where's she at right now? Where does she live
at home somewhere.
She lives in Atlanta, right?
Mm-hmm. And my dad.
So
all of them stay here.
So your biological dad.
Mm-hmm. Everybody stay
Where's
here.
he been the whole time?
He been doing, my daddy was a pimp when I was growing up, so, you know, he wasn't ever there. But as we got older, you know, he tried to bring us around the lifestyle. This was after we emancipated ourselves, too. He tried to bring us around the lifestyle or whatever the case may be, so he claimed we'll know, you know, what not to go for when we meet a man or whatever the case may be. And
is that what he was doing? Like, is that what it turned out being, that he was just trying to give you advice, or was it something else?
Because we only came around sometimes. It was every now and then, every once in a blue moon. Like, we never saw my daddy growing up. Like, before we went to DFADS, we didn't see him. Like, we did not see him. And we didn't start being around my dad until probably we were like 19, 20 years old. And like I said, that was when he tried to bring us around that. And there was like every once in the blue moon type thing, like probably 2-3 times in a year for me. But you know, my sister, she a tomboy, so he got along better with her because she was like a slick boy. And you know, he was teaching her what he knows, so she was doing it for a while too.
She was pimping.
And you know, I don't know how long that lasted, because like I said, I was just out here. I'm my way, they way. And like, you know, he was trying to give us somewhere stable or whatever the case may be. He wasn't trying to do all that. But still, even past all that, I always, no matter what, I'm strong as hell. Like, if you was to see me,
I think that
to just see me on the outside, you wouldn't even know half of the shit that I got going on. And I eventually always overcome the shit that I go through, but it just be like, why I gotta struggle just to get there. My kids don't deserve it. At the end of the day, I do everything by myself, so if I don't work, and if I ain't got no money coming in, then what? When I got out of jail, as a matter of fact, before I went to jail, I want to talk about this moment that I felt like God showed me he was real. We was in the hotel, and I don't know, I was just to my last. I didn't have no more money to pay for the room. I didn't have no money for no food. I couldn't get nowhere. Like, I couldn't do shit. I was literally stuck in one spot. And it's this Facebook group called Looking for Housing, or either Looking for Employment on Facebook. And in that group, you always see people posting asking for help or whatever the case may be. And so for that last week or so, I had been seeing it, and I had been contemplating on whether or not I should do it or not. Because, you know, I didn't want people knowing my business. I didn't want, you know, the mutual people that I know to end up seeing it in the group, or just embarrassment type stuff.
Right.
And when you meet people, even talking to my sister that's in prison, that girl got the most faith in this world. Like, I be the one sitting here crying, and she supposed to be the one sitting here crying, but she just be like, I don't know, she just used to always try to tell me that being prideful is what's gonna have me stuck in my situations or whatever.
100%.
So I didn't
Pride
have no
goeth
choice.
before the fall.
So I had no choice but to reach out on Facebook. I didn't have no other choice. Shit, I ain't had nobody else to call. And before, I just was like, okay, I'm finna write the post. I had called their daddy, and I was asking him, can he come get them for a couple days until I get some more money for me to get a room for them. And he was like,
How was you gonna earn that money?
I don't know.
I mean, do you like sell your body for money
No,
sometimes?
I sure don't.
You don't sell
and that's
sex
all
for
my
money?
kids
Yeah.
know. My kids
Okay.
be with me 24/7. Ain't no way I can sell myself. They be sitting right there. They
I
can't
get
go
it.
nowhere.
Right, about to
Ain't no
say.
way. And the fact that I done been through what I done been through with me, I don't. If that's what I gotta do in order for me to receive help, then me and my kids gonna be out on the streets, because that ain't me. Like,
I get
and
it.
I can't even see myself doing that. So I called him, asked for help, and he just wasn't going at all. So I was like, you know what? Let me go on and make the post. I made the post, and when I tell you, so many people reached out to me, like sent me money for the room. They paid the room up for a week. Ended up meeting some lady, some older lady. She ended up cash apping me some money just for us to eat. Some other girl actually came to the room. She was like, girl, I know how I feel. I'm a single mama too, and we just be wanting somebody to be there for us. Like,
So basically, you was blessed. I mean, I tell my kids all the time.
I was
One
really
of my
blessed.
favorite verses out of the Bible is, "He who humbles himself will be exalted, and he who exalts himself will be humbled." So it basically just means like, hey, sometimes you got to be willing to bare yourself naked, because the universe has a way of throwing on a king's robe when you do that. But if you try to act like you got a king's robe on, the universe has a way of bearing you naked.
And he definitely bare me naked.
Yep. So, all right. Well, listen. I don't want to, because I'm about to run out. So listen, if anybody out there wanted to reach out, help, or donate, do you have a way they could do that? Do you have social media, Cash App, anything like that?
I have everything.
Okay, go ahead and shout it out.
I got a Cash App.
Okay.
royalsmilex. Dang, I need my phone so I can see it. It's royalsmilex, I think. Or
What's your
Smile
name so I can
Royal
find it when I do it?
X. Smile Royalty.
Smile Royalty. Okay. All right.
Facebook. IG. Potent.royalties. POTENT. .royalties. ROYALITIES.
Okay. All right, miss. Well, listen, I mean, we're going to talk a little bit after, but we definitely appreciate you. It was worth the trip. So we appreciate you, man, sharing your story with us. And we definitely wish you and the kids nothing but the best, man. We hope everything definitely works out for y'all, all right?
All right.
Make sure you have a good one, sweetie, okay?
Thank you. You too.
All right. Have a good one, sweetie.
You too.